Previously, we learned about the generateStaticParams function. It lets us pre-render static routes for dynamic segments by returning an array of objects where the keys match our dynamic route parameters. In our example, we are returning objects with ID values of 1, 2, and 3, which means Next.js will pre-render product detail pages for these three products at build time. Pretty straightforward, right? But here is an interesting question. What happens when someone tries to access a product page with an ID that is not in our generateStaticParams function list, like products with ID 4, 5, and so on? Well, Next.js has got us covered. It will still render those pages, just not in advance. Instead, it statically renders them at runtime. Let me show you what I mean. In the browser, if we navigate to /products/4, you will notice the page still works. And if we inspect our build folder, next, server, app, products, we now see 4.html. This file was generated at runtime when we visited /products/4. And since the page is statically rendered, the timestamp will not change each time we refresh the page. Let's try this again with /product/5. Notice there is no 5.html file in our build folder. Visiting /products/5 will generate a new HTML file with the current time, and you can now see that file in the build folder, 5.html. This file is served to the client. Now Next.js actually gives us some control over this behavior through a setting called dynamicParams. By default, dynamicParams is set to true, which means Next.js will statically render pages on demand for any dynamic segments not included in generateStaticParams. But here's where it gets interesting. We can set it to false, which tells Next.js to return a 404 error for any dynamic segments not included in our pre-rendered list. Let's see this in action. I will change dynamicParams to false, stop our production build, and rebuild with the command npm run build. Start the server with npm run start. Now, if we try going to /products/4, we get a 404 page. So dynamicParams true and dynamicParams false. The value controls what happens when the dynamic segment is visited that was not generated with generateStaticParams. Now you might be wondering, when should you use each option? Well, it really depends on your use case. If you're building an e-commerce site, you will probably want to keep dynamicParams set to true. This way, you can pre-render your most popular product pages for better performance, but still allow access to all your other products. They will just be rendered on demand. On the flip side, if you're working with something like a blog where you have a smaller, more fixed number of pages, you can pre-render all of them and set dynamicParams to false. This way, if someone tries to access a blog post that doesn't exist, they will get a clean 404 error instead of waiting for a page that will never exist. So that is about dynamicParams in a nutshell. It's a simple setting that gives you powerful control over how Next.js handles those dynamic segments that are not included in generateStaticParams. Supporting the channel is free. Please like and subscribe. It helps a lot.